This is the video for example 2 out of the lesson 20 in the grade 7 module 3 book found on page 124. So in this one it says find the area of the figure that consists of a rectangle with a semicircle on top. Use 3.14 for pi. Then they give us a diagram of the shape or the figure that we're trying to find. The area of. So in this one, we got to kind of we got to create a rough draft here. So the area of the figure, I'll write that in blue. Area of figure equals, and then the first shape we're going to have to find out is the area of the rectangle. Then we're going to have to add that to the area of the semicircle. There we have that. And I'll go ahead, I'll highlight these areas up so we know what we're working with. Area of the rectangle is going to be everything highlighted in yellow here. So that's all this space. And our area of the semicircle is all this space up here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's instead of area of figure, I'll just write that as A equals. And then let's start filling in. Let's make this rough draft a little cleaner. Area of a rectangle. Well, you find the area of a rectangle by multiplying the base by the height. So there we'll put that. We'll add that to area of a semicircle. Formula for that is pi times r, which is the radius, to the second power, and it's all divided by 2, because a semicircle is 1/2 of a full circle. So there we go, we have that. So now we have our rough draft a little cleaner. We just got to keep cleaning it up. This step, we'll put in some numbers into our formula. Still trying to find out the area of the total figure. We'll move down. Let's think about the base. The base of the rectangle. They give us right there. Base of rectangle is 4 multiplied by the height of the rectangle. Now the height of the rectangle is a little tricky. The height of the rectangle, they give us the height of the entire figure. They say all the way from up here to down here is 7.5 meters. They don't tell us how far it is just from the bottom to where it turns into a semicircle. So we have to do a little bit of thinking. We have to think about what we know about circles, and that's actually going to help us figure out the height of this rectangle. So we know that the width or the base of this rectangle is 4. Now that is the same on the bottom all the way up through the rectangle. So that means up here, this top part is also 4 meters. Now, if you look at that, that's also the top of the rectangle is also the diameter of this semicircle. So the diameter of this semicircle is 4. Now, we're getting closer. We need to know what the distance from here to the top is. From the bottom of the semicircle to the top of it. That way we can take this chunk off of the total 7.5. So we want to do 7.5 minus whatever this missing chunk is. Well, the reason I bring up the diameter with the semicircle, that diameter of 4, is because if I look and I know that there's a center to a semicircle, and I know that the radius of a semicircle, or the radius of any circle, is the same all the way around. So the distance from here, the center, to its edge is the same as the distance from the center to the top. Since I know all the way across is 4, I know halfway across is 2. So the distance from this top of the rectangle to the top of the semicircle is 2. So this missing distance is 2 right there. Therefore, my missing height here, here to here will be 5.5, because 7.5 minus 2 gives us 5.5. So for my height of my rectangle, I'll put 5.5 plus. So that's good. We got our numbers we need to find the area of a rectangle. Now let's figure out the numbers we need to find the area of this semicircle. So to start this out, we have pi. Well, they tell us to use 3.14 for pi. So instead of pi, I'll put 3.14, and I'll put it in parentheses. Next up, we have the radius. The radius of the semicircle, we just talked about it, is 2. And then we have to the second power. And it's all over 2. So that will give us the area of the semicircle. All right, so our rough draft is cleaning up. Now we just have to actually solve what's in there. So first, 4 times 5.5 gives us 22. So we'll put a 22 there. So 22 is the area of the rectangle. Next up, we got to find the area of the semicircle. Gonna need a few steps in this one. First, we'll do 2 to the second. We'll follow that order of operations telling us to solve exponents before multiplication. So 2 to the second, 2 times 2 gives us that 4. And it's still over 2. We keep going. A equals, going to have 22 here. Plus, now we'll do 3.14 multiplied by 4, which gives us 12.56 over 2. Lastly, well, not lastly, but getting closer, 22 is going to stay, plus 12.56 divided by 2 gives us 6.28. Our last step we have to do is add 22 plus 6.28. So the area of this blue shaded region will be 28.28, and all the measurements were in meters, so it's meters squared to the second power.